Alright, we have made it out to Galot Dragway for the No Prep Kings. Got Robbie, Leo running the small tire today. It's probably going to be a long weekend. 2 days of racing coming up, so hopefully it'll work out in a good way for us. And I know we're going to get everything unloaded here, get these guys through tech. We got drivers meeting here in just a little bit. Get them paired up. Maybe we'll get a good draw. Might draw somebody we know. Hopefully, we'll go some rounds. What's the game plan?
Give her a little more travel.
Spice it up and send it?
Yep, that's the game plan. I'll be over there putting tune up we have from Mooresville in there, see if it's going to get down.
Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe I'll get some good draws and hopefully it'll be good to you today. All right, here's our draw, our pair. First round draw, we got the Patriot here. First round, tough on you, good to Leo, but you did draw a bear.
Yeah, don't get any better playing in the kiddie pool, so well, you get out of the kiddie pool, you start playing with some sharks.
That's part of it, I mean, and that's where everybody has to start. You know what I'm saying?
If they had a streetcar class, they'd be in trouble.
Hey, it was good to you. Good job first round.
Getting her done, going down there and making passes.
We definitely don't have cars to compete at this level,
but we're out. You guys are out here putting in the effort, and can't nobody say you're not.
Easy to sit around and talk about it and actually
What
be
the
about
smoke show?
Yeah, it was
What
not
no
a smoke show at all. I knocked the tire a little bit, about 200 feet, but we had no choice. We come on radials, so it could get slicks in time.
Well, you still went down, like I said, and y'all are out here trying it.
Radials are a little bit of a challenge, so I like a challenge.
It's not from lack of trying, and you know, y'all have done it all year long. You, Leo, Tobin, Rice, everybody that races with us, Jeffrey.
And we're missing our crew chief today.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Marlin.
Yep, Marlin's on jack stands this weekend.
All right, guys, they're gonna get drawn for second round here, and we're gonna get Leo down here and get him paired up and see who he gets. All right, next round here, we got, imagine this, S10 on S10 crime right here. Extended cab right there though, so maybe we can go another round right here. Guy creeping up behind me here. Here we are. With all the rain. Like we said, it was 2 days of racing, and this is part of what they were scared of, was the rain coming in. So now it's basically we just get to hang out today. So that 2 days now is going to be 3 days. So we told you we're gonna have to find something to do, and I'm sure the ones of you that know what I'm getting ready to show you know what I'm talking about. We're gonna eat good while it's raining.
Go on, get in.
You're in the way.
Your Uber is here.
Pull over there out of the way. Get out.
Not in the way.
Get out. Get out.
Let's go.
I'm definitely no weatherman. Let's just say it's probably going to be a good day to race. Guys have done down there, checked the track out. They're making adjustments on what they think they're going to need, and obviously when it gets closer to time, if we need to make another adjustment, we will. So hopefully they'll go some more rounds again today. All right, here we go. First round, small tire. Everybody know this car when they see it pull up the right lane. Called Charles over here, aka Patches with the other car. First round for us, we got the Blue Nova right here.
My sponsor's hat out there, make this look good.
Round one.
If you ain't gonna win, you gotta do something cool.
So, basically, kind of the wheelie of the day, I guess you could say.
Probably should have left it turned back up. I turned it down the staging lane, thinking it would be slick, but it ended up being a lot better, obviously.
Yeah. Still done fine. The car done good. Made a good pass. Kind of surprised us when it started coming out. I mean, just started carrying the tires on out there.
I was expecting it to spin and I had to pedal it.
Yeah.
I pedaled it, but it wasn't because of spinning.
But either way, you got out there and you give it another try. So,
Well, we
good
draw
job.
we draw the bear. We draw Charles, and evidently I don't know if he's had mechanical difficulties or something happened, but mine's 60 foot good. Got out there about halfway. For some reason, lost TPS when I pedaled it. Got back in it and then come back to 50%. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the track, it took back off again. I don't know if it was electronic or my foot got crooked in there or something. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, they're always tough to beat.
Rather be lucky than good any day.
Yeah, they're good. They're tough to beat. They're hard to beat at any stage of the first round or last round. So
we was ready to just do some watching in second round. Here we are in second round.
that it is.
It's always an honor to run them boys up.
It actually is. I mean, they've got a good program going themselves. So let's get you guys back down there and draw. Well, get you back down there and draw for round two either way. So.
Yep.
We got the Blue Nova from the first round right here in the second round. All right, guys. Don't we're getting towards the end of the video here, but don't click away. I think Robbie's want to give us some thoughts about this weekend and how he felt as far as how he run, and he wants to give us a little bit on Leo there.
I struggled to make it past first round, only because I was thinking about Lizzie Musey the whole weekend. Couldn't help it.
You want to get smacked on camera.
I don't care. Let it fly.
My mind was elsewhere.
Your mind was elsewhere.
But Leo made it past first round both nights. Took out some big names. But I had some big names, just couldn't get the job done. A little too heavy for small tire class.
Yeah. What'd you think of the surface?
It was fast.
Yeah, it was.
Friday was worse than Sunday, even though it rained on Saturday. I think Sunday was faster.
Yeah, I do too.
Other people will argue with me, but I went out there with a tune I thought was going to blow the tires off and almost stand on the bumper if I stayed in it.
Well, and two, you know, we was watching everybody. You know, it seemed like you get about 200, between 200 and 300 feet out, and everybody was knocking the tire then.
Yeah.
You were also one of the only cars on the radio.
Yeah, me and Leo was on radials, about everybody else was on slick, but I mean, I stood it up pretty high and come back down and it never broke traction. I guess I ain't got enough horsepower.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I mean, there was some heavy hitters down there, and I talked to a couple different people down there myself, you know. Talked to Turbo John, Gunner, you know, it's just, there was some bears. And I know Turbo John's touched on it. I think Tommy and Billy's touched on it. Bill's touched on it. Hey, seems like everybody's touched on it. Even Hood Rat's touched on it. The rules.
There could be a split, but then again, you get guys like Jarrett that win against a bunch of tube chassis cars all week.
Yeah, I mean, Jarrett, hats off to Jarrett.
The suspension Mustang goes out there
and he walked the dog on. I mean,
but not everybody has their program at that level. And
they've got a good program, and hats off to them on that. But he went down there and showed them. I mean, you know, it can be done. It's a 50-50 chance.
But then again, you can't split a small class into two because there was 15 cars Friday night and 22 on Sunday. So
right. So if you split
how do you split that?
Yeah.
You might could split it at backside stuff, but backside stuff is anybody's race anyways.
Right. So I mean, do you feel like I know a couple of them's touched on it, and I'll touch on it and see what you think. The racers, we all know the racers is what makes the race. So,
but like everybody's saying though, you're seeing more racers with stackers and toter homes and everything else rolling, and you're racing wallets at this point.
And it's, I mean, obviously the theory has always been for years, you want to go faster, spend more money. But for the small guys, you know, that are limited sometimes to a budget, and they always say, well, get in where you fit in. Well, obviously, you know, most of them's trying, and some I've noticed some people that's trying, they're scared. I don't know if scared is the right word or not. Hesitant, that's a good word. Hesitant to come out and try. Brooke, can I use you for example?
Sure.
I mean, you know, other than you would feel more inclined maybe to jump in some more of the stick shift classes, but and let's say Robbie was still stick shifts and you knew you was going to have to race Robbie, would that deter you from?
I guess it depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
And it's stick shift racing.
Right.
Anything can happen.
But I was just using that because
I guess it just depends on the person you ask. Some people will race anybody. Some
right.
people don't want to race anybody unless they know they can win or have a good chance at winning.
That's true.
So.
But then again, you get to the point where do you draw the line? I mean,
I think small tire needs to go back to stock firewall, stock style suspension, all steel, all glass, except a hood. Kind of where it started at.
True. I think Hood right there mentioned in his video something about going back to 26s.
Nah, I mean they got 26 classes for that, but
true.
He's got a small tire car anyways.
you know he's gonna come.
He's hiding in the street class.
You know he's gonna come back at you on that one. Nah, it's all in good fun. We give each other a hard time about that,
But the bigger payouts people are putting out is attracting people with more money. to come race.
Right.
So if you're going to race at a big money event, they're paying out, then you're going to expect to be racing people that are up there.
I
Right.
had no business to race this weekend because I mean half the class was tube chassis cars with extended noses, fiberglass bodies, and you show up on a 28, you can race, but when you're on a track like Galot that's radial prepped all the time, it's kind of pointless. I mean, I run tube chassis cars at Wilkesboro all day long, but it's the surface at that point that you're racing.
Right.
It's so tricky.
Well, the track's depending on if it's prep, no prep, whatever.
You let the tube chassis cars in on backside. I mean, they'll probably get fast, but they're so light they'll still have to add weight to compete. I feel like.
So, like I said a minute ago, the racers are the ones that they're pretty much they're the show, and what do you? We're not promoters. Do you feel like it's going to be left up to the promoters to tighten down on the racers, or
They need to tighten down on the rules and put money on top of races if you want a legit race.
And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest right here. That's one thing we've seen a lot this year. We heard racers talking about no certain races, no particular tracks in person or anything like that. Just racers are like, yeah, they're going to give this payout if X amount of cars show up. And
But then if that one car says they're coming, you lose 10 cars.
right.
Like if you go to a backside race, you go to Dig or Die, there's 4 or 5 cars usually. It's going to be in the final 8.
Right.
You just kind of enter there because you say you did it.
Right. And then, like I said, promoters not putting money on top of them, and I know it's hard to all the time, but then there you go, it's back to the money game. I mean, people they're wanting to win money. Do you feel like they should pay further back?
Yeah, they should pay more spots back. Especially, some of these races you see that they probably make a lot of money. I don't know, but from what little bit I did, I made good money when I did it for a long time ago, but things have changed. Things are more expensive now, but I think some of them, if they do it right, you still make money.
Yeah.
And you see it because we ain't gonna go on a tangent there. There's some, you obviously can
everybody
tell,
knows what you're talking
You can tell
about.
when people have an event and they do really well, they go on Facebook, looking for what's for sale, or they're ready to spend, $10,000-$15,000 out of their pocket that they didn't have the week before the event. So it's like,
and that
you
probably
could pay $5,000 of that at least back to other spots.
And there's no telling how far across that's happening from here to Texas to Oklahoma, all the way out to the West Coast.
There's a lot of issues with. Everything's money related. So when money gets involved,
it kind
obviously you get issues with money.
of throws everything out the
If
window.
everybody raced for free, then everybody would probably have a better time. But you'd be beating on your stuff for nothing. If we did this while we're supposed to be doing it as a hobby.
Right. And it's kind of like I feel like I've told you is, go race a race, have fun. And if you win, that's just a bonus. Obviously it costs fuel, time. You go to eat, hotel room, unless you camp at the track, whatever. There's always money involved. Yes, you want to win some money back, but until you get, say, some big sponsors, where the budget's way up there, it's like I said, it goes right back. It's getting harder for the smaller guys to go where they would like to go right now.
You see all these toters and stacker homes rolling in, and it's like they roll out a $200,000 car versus your even just say a $30,000-$40,000 car. If it's a good surface and that's not like Wilkesboro or Dig or Die or something like that, you're kind of just donating to them. I feel like. But
Yeah.
That's just me, but I don't have much say in small tire stuff because I don't really have a place in small tire. Too heavy for small tire. People say it's whining, crying, whatever. Nobody's whining. Obviously, you've seen that this past weekend. We'll race whoever, wherever. It don't matter if you're tube chassis,
John
modified
Force.
firewall 10 feet back into the driver's cab. It don't matter to me. Show up on 28, you gotta get down the same surface. But sometimes the surface ain't as much of an equalizer as it is other places. So there's a lot of factors that go into certain cars racing certain cars. I mean, I like to race small tire race bears. That way, if I do beat them, I get satisfaction out of that. But I mean, if I lose, what'd they do? They beat a 3,700-pound street car. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And we know that there's plenty of room left on the table for what I've got. I mean, you know, it can go on methanol. I mean, it can go full small tire trim. I mean, there's a lot more room to grow with what I've got, and we've got plans already to move to the next level. So, just kind of was seeing where we was at this weekend. So,
And I think you've done a good job with the car.
already got shipping tracking on new stuff coming in.
Well, I think, like I said, it's not whining. You're just touching on kind of what everybody else is touching on right now. So, you know,
I
it's...
mean, everybody's got an opinion. You can voice it, but I'm not whining at all. It's just, I don't care. I'll race anybody anywhere. I mean, it is what it is. There's a winner and there's a loser. You lose money, you win money. I mean,
you just hate to see tracks lose out and promoters lose out, and you hate to even see the fans lose out.
well, what sucks is small tire no prep. 6 years ago, when I first started watching it, there was 70, 80 cars. I mean, at some of these events because it was so rare. Now it's every weekend you've got 16 to 20 of the same cars that you have to constantly race, and it does kind of get old. I mean, in a way that, oh, I know I got to go to this track and race the same 10 guys that are half a second faster than me or whatever. I mean, it does kind of get old, but you still take that shot because anything can happen. It's a 50-50 shot.
And it eventually gets to the point where you know, a lot of times you race the same people, and you even though there's no time being shown, everybody's figuring everybody's times out. So they're like, well, I'm gonna need this tune up to get around that guy. But I mean, that's...
I run the same one all the time, all of it.
Oh man. But you know, you said we wanted to touch on it a little bit, so there we go, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still going to race. We're going to try to...
We're going to show up where we belong this weekend, though. Modern Street in Mooresville. Y'all in trouble. That's all I'm going to say.
You got anything you want to add to this?
You better keep your heads up on that Mooresville. That's all I'm saying.
I mean...
I don't know. I'm trying not to laugh. Robbie.
I'm just saying.
But just tell us. Tell us.
We're getting in where we fit in Modern Street. In trouble.
You fit the rules.
Yep. And we might be in Extreme Street.
You probably weigh more than most of them anyways.
Yep.
Can't cry about it.
Might dream about winning this weekend. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, you keep dreaming. Guys, like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.